What the fuck is up, YouTube? It's everyone's favorite segment, the Fascist Update. Let's see what these wacky fascists are up to today, huh? I got one fascist talking about how he can't wait to have, to marry a 16-year-old while because the honey's fresh. I got another fascist smoking crack, but I think that one's in the U.S. update. We got fascists calling for the death of trans people. Lots of fun. Wanted to start off with this picture here. Now, look, some of these thumbnails that are generated on YouTube, my God, very noisy. Some of these thumbnails that are generated on YouTube, it has me making like the craziest of faces, right? Like, right? All kinds of fucked up faces, right? Do human beings laugh like this? Do normal is that normal? Is that normal? Holy shit, Astro Warrior. Man, one more comment like that, homie, you getting motherfucking the boot, dude. What are you devils advocating? What are you devils advocating, man? What are you even doing? What are you doing, man? Your contrarianism runs that deep. I assure you, the person I'm talking about is Nick Fuentes. I assure you, there's many other things that I could point to that would indicate that he's a fascist. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Technically, actually, thank you. The people on Twitch are absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to replace the body. See that insurrection update in the bottom left there? He needs no Photoshop. I'm going to put this face. I'm going to replace the face down there. And this is him, of course, signing a anti-trans bill, that bans pronouns, bans gender identity, Look at all of them. I mean, they're, suckers. They're idiots. Grifted fools, right? Grifted fools. But then you have Ron. Okay, we got, grifted idiots, morons, but, there's a human in there. And then you have Ron. Remember, Ron was a torturer at Abu Ghraib. Apparently he was very good at his job. Anyway, I don't want to look too much into it, but he's a frightening person. I mean, can we stop with the fiction? Can we stop with the devil's advocacy? Here we have Republican from Alabama, Tommy Tuberville. And if you've been following politics, that name will ring a bell. Yeah, Ron DeSantis was a torturer at Abu Ghraib. Look it up, dirty crackhead. You know I ain't lying. Look it up, man. So if you know politics, you know this asshole's name. Tommy Tuberville just said Americans should demand the end of democracy. Quote, this is a quote. Tommy Tuberville with a quote. The American people should just stand up and say enough is enough. Let's don't have elections anymore. Let's don't have elections anymore. This is elected official. This is an elected official. It fully supports the January 6th insurrection. Fully supports, the Republicans attempting to fake elect, to use fake electors to steal the election. Supports all of it. Seditious. The definition of seditious. Going on Newsmax. Fucking Newsmax. Going on Newsmax. Thank you for those links, Burn Slots. I know it's hard to believe, but yeah. Going on Newsmax to call for the destruction of democracy. Are we really gonna stand for that? We're really gonna put up with this shit, huh? We're just gonna let these Tubervilles. Really, we're gonna let them get away with it. Or was it Guantanamo Bay? Thank you, Zio Duke. One of those. Abu Ghraib, Guantanamo Bay, one of those American-funded torture sites that still exist, by the way. You know, why are you even, you know, calling it a black site? Oh, it's everyone, you know, we got all the pictures, we got the location, we can see it on Google fucking Maps. Wrap it up. Can you fucking find a new gulag somewhere? We're just yeah, okay, well, you got us. Yeah, are you gonna close it? Nah. Yeah, we still got people that we kidnapped extrajudiciously. Anyway, the fascists out here calling for the end of democracy, literally. Government officials. I'm not talking about a Nick Fuentes sitting on his motherfucking lame-ass social media, Cozy or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm talking about elected officials. So here we have Carrie Lake humiliated as her star witness instead proves Arizona elections were secure. So the article, you know, you want to just, I should have the article queued up here, but I'm not going to dwell on this. But basically, you know, they're doing this big show and dance, song and dance. Look, the election was stolen. Like the election was stolen. They keep getting these people that they think are compromised, and they're like, we couldn't find a way to fudge the numbers, and the numbers show that there wasn't any fraud, and that, you know, the numbers are accurate. And of course, Carrie Lake over here, you know, she's vying to be Trump's VP. She's pretending like she wants to run for president. Yeah, well, and then the expert witness thing. That's a different thing. But yeah, I mean, these people are mediocre. You know, they want to put themselves in charge so that they can stop pretending like they care about procedure. They want kangaroo courts, right? They want judges that are just like, oh, you're not patriotic. And fucking, you know, a trap door opens up and they're sent to the woke gulags, right? They want to be judge, jury, executioner. They don't want this fucking investigation shit. Just find me 1,000 votes. Just find me 1,000 votes. What's the problem? What's the problem? It's 1,000 votes. Or 1,300 votes, whatever the fuck you wanted. Moving on here, Ron DeSantis signs law. I think that picture that I showed in the beginning was him doing this. Ron DeSantis signs law allowing trans kids to be taken from their families. The state can now kidnap kids in Florida. So, you know, and there's specifics, you know, if it, you know, this and that, you know, there's specific, but the basic gist is that we get to treat LGBTQ people as, you know, we get to otherize them. And remove them from their family. And what's the next step? I mean, what's the next step? Obviously, if you're going to kidnap them, well, we gotta fix them. So, are we going to have state-sponsored kidnapping and then state-sponsored gay conversion therapy forced on LGBTQ children? Really? For saying you didn't, I need money, Snowmo, bro. If you're looking for money, I am not the guy to be talking to. Thank you for the follow, Burn Slots. Interesting name. You remind me of a more sober internet comment etiquette. He's great. He's funny. You know, he doesn't, and it's interesting when he dips his toe into politics, because I think I agree with about 80% of comment etiquette's politics. But yeah, Lenny, this is totally insane, right? Hey, welcome to America. This is called freedom, according to the conservative government. Kidnap your kids. I mean, and like I said, what's the logical conclusion to this mania, to this insanity? You know, and once again, I'm not trying to diminish LGBTQ people by saying that, you know, there's not like hundreds of thousands of LGBTQ people in Florida. You know, it's not like, you know what I mean? millions and millions. It's not what I'm trying to get at is that it's not a demographic that one would normally identify as like, this is a critical, like women when it comes to abortions, right? Like that's a voting. There's millions of women. We need to have an opinion on abortion one way or the other, right? But LGBTQ people, it's like, mind your own fucking business, right wingers. You know what I mean? Like it does not affect you, right? It really is like it. They haven't even seen a transgender person unless on Fox News. You know what I mean? It's none of your fucking business. And we have an entire medical industry that backs up the treatment for children who need it. There's all kinds of scrutiny. They don't get to just, a purple-haired mommy takes their woke child into the doctors and said, it's time for Susie's sex change. And then the doctor's like, okay, here we go. It's like, they don't know how it works. They have no idea of the scrutiny and the discussions and the back and forth, the whole rigmarole that one has to go through, and the treatment that is being received is necessary because these children are going through gender dysmorphia. It's this idea that, it's like, it's not an idea, it's a fact. It's a scientific fact. There's all kinds of studies and science to back it up. Oh, woke, hand wave, woke. And this grifter, this disgusting coward is using this very small community of people that are really just trying to mind their own fucking business and using them as this bludgeon to destroy, to set a precedent. And this is what Lenny was talking about, right? Because he said this is troubling, this is disgusting, right? Because Lenny understands, right? And I'm sure a lot of you understand, this is setting a precedent. If the government can come after LGBTQ people because they don't like what they do, well, they're going to come after you because they don't like your religion, they don't like your color, they don't like your politics. Blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank. You're setting a legal precedent for the state to come in and remove you based off your, fill in the blank. Yeah, exactly, Kronos. Thank you for that correction. Yeah. No, trans people exist. LGBTQ people exist in Florida and in nature. Was it in Arizona or Florida where they're trying to pass a law that basically just says, because there's like certain species of lizards or something that change their fucking gender. They're basically just trying to say, you're not allowed to acknowledge that reality in science books. Oh, that contradicts our entire philosophy. You're not allowed to talk about that. Just straight up Nazi shit. Oh, can't say it. Can't say the N-word. No, you can't say the N-word. So here's Nick Fuentes, considering that Nick from Right Wing Watch here saying, considering that Nick Fuentes doesn't allow people to comment on his Telegram post, which I didn't know, total fucking coward. We can only conclude that he doesn't actually want anyone to tell him why it's controversial for him to want a 16-year-old child bride. So this is him. Why is it controversial to say I want a 16-year-old wife? Tell me. And apparently he doesn't allow he says imagine the fucking gall, the dickishness, right? To post that, tell me. So why don't you just tell me why this is wrong? And then you don't have comments enabled. Yeah, exactly, Zio Duke. It's gone absolutely bananas. Misogynistic Christian fascist incel Nick Fuentes says that once he turns 30, he'll probably find himself a 16-year-old child bride. And he does he say child bride? Right when the milk is good, I want to start drinking the milk. So he doesn't. There's no way he calls this a child bride. He's saying I want it when the milk. So this man gets more views than I could ever dream of. Okay, Donald Trump called him impressive. There are politicians that have said, I'm a fan of Nick Fuentes. And even Nick Fuentes tells that politician, you probably shouldn't talk about me in public. This is one of the right-wingers' thought leaders. Okay, this isn't some obscure, like me, basically, to the left, right? Some obscure random idiot shouting into the void to a group of, really awesome people, but not a lot of awesome people, right? No, this guy gets views. This guy makes headlines. This guy gets all over social media, Right Wing Watch watching every episode, right? This is what we are seeing at the right wing. And yes, it's what, sure. If you're just isolated alone, just a guy, and you're like, oh, I think we should lower the age of consent. Okay, yeah, that doesn't automatically make you a fascist. Sure. What I am pointing out is that these proclivities, pedophilia, these proclivities are extremely prevalent amongst the alt-right, ultra-MAGA, right wing in general, right? We all see it. Folks, if you're on social media interacting with right wingers, you see it. The weird drawings of children, right? The lolicon stuff, the let's just have a discussion about lowering the age range, the politicians that, hire underage prostitutes. We see this. We see this.
No, bitch. I want to drink it straight from the tap. I want it raw. I don't want to wait a moment. Right when the milk is good, I want to start drinking the milk. Same thing goes with women. I don't want to turn 30 and find some 20-year-old, 29-year-old.
Okay, that's all you're going to get. If you want to see the rest of it, you get the fucking point. You get the fucking point. This man, he's never touched a woman. He doesn't know what a woman is. And he doesn't want a woman. He wants a girl. He wants a little girl to do what he wants. And he just might get what he wants because he's like a Z-level celebrity. And there's no matter what level of celebrity you're at, there's always going to be some sad, pathetic person that's going to want to associate themselves with you because that, brings them up without much effort, right? I wouldn't say much effort because it would take an incredible amount of effort to have a sexual relationship with this person. So it would actually require a lot of effort. Moving on. Where's my tunes? Florida rejects Holocaust. Make it stop. Make this stop. Make it stop.
Cooling with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Make it stop. Make it stop. Okay? They keep taking, and they say, oh, that's not why we're taking. That's not why we're doing it. We're not anti-Semitic. We're doing this to protect the kids. We're doing this to protect the kids. The next week, oh yeah, now we're taking books that educate children about the Holocaust. What is woke about teaching children about the Holocaust? Not even getting into the details, of course. But just being like, it happened. It's a thing. It's bad. Exactly, Lenny. Nailed it. Nailed it. Right? The people. Those people are comfortable with each other for a reason. But here we have it. Florida rejects Holocaust education textbooks and clamp down on woke instruction. Is this literally? I mean, like, does he just if he slaps on the swastika, on his armband, we would still get the gaslighters. We would still get people that say he's not a Nazi, he's not a fascist. Thank you, Kem Goblin, for reminding me about my amazing, simple 3-step program to create political change. Step 1, inform yourself, which is what you're doing right now. So motherfucking congratulate yourself, baby. Welcome to the only source of actual news on Twitch, and you are educating yourself, right? This isn't fun. It's kind of fun. This isn't like PewDiePie, though. This isn't like, oh, hey. We're actually trying to learn something. Step 2, you need to find a progressive political organization in your area and join it. And motherfucking join that shit. Sign up. Takes 5 minutes. Because step 3, you got to put in the work. Just a couple hours a month. A couple bucks a month. right? Whatever it takes. Ask yourself, what am I doing for the movement? What am I doing for the struggle to fight against this? Because they're kind of winning. You know, it's interesting to see how badly they're doing electorally, even after all the gerrymandering and all the special rules. Wait, is Dirty Crackhead making a motherfucking lower the age of consent argument? What is happening? What? Trans kids. What are you doing, Dirty Crackhead? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not paying as much attention. Okay, I'm sorry. I misread that one, DCH. Sorry. Can we invade Florida? Will you care? I wouldn't. I'd only care a little bit. I'd care a little bit. I wouldn't care as much if I would. My shocked face. Nah, take it. Okay. Yeah, you can just have it. Trans kids don't deserve medical care. Really, DCH? Do you agree with that synopsis of what Chrono Stampede is saying about your argument? DCH, can you succinctly, what is the argument you are trying to make about healthcare and trans kids? My grandmother also survived the Holocaust. Stalin caused the famine in the 1930s. People were stealing food from the fields. 3 spikelets were punishable by death. It's just, we don't need to repeat this shit, do we, Stiff Master? We don't need to be here. And the reason why we're repeating it is the apathy of the left. It's a direct result of the left not pushing back against this. The pub with Luke and Monsieur Bryant. He brought his wife with him, keeps giving me the eyes. What do I do? She's fit. Do it. Do it. You won't. It'll be a night you won't forget. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You know, he'll probably just want to sit in the corner and like jerk it, you know, while you're like, you know, going at it. You just ignore him. Don't even look at him. That'll be part of the fun. Congratulations to Festoon getting himself wrapped up in a nice little threesome there with a married couple. Threesome with a married couple. That's a fun one. So this is interesting. We are already seeing the snake start to eat itself internally with the just the clearance they needed. Holodomor is just one of the famines, by the way. Yeah, it's a great point, Kem. Yep. I mean, the history goes way back. But no, so the snake is already starting to eat itself. And we are seeing the Republican Party start to form factions around Donald Trump. So here we have Donald Trump being on Team Disney. So I guess now Donald Trump, this is supposed to, it's hard as a lefty. It's like, wait a minute, is this a good thing? Is this no? This is the Ron DeSantis crowd trying to shit on Donald Trump by saying that he drinks the trans Bud Light and he supports Disney with the rainbow flag. Isn't this great? The debates, I cannot fucking wait for the Republican debates. I cannot wait, dude. We are covering them, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to cover them because I'm going to have to do some kind of delay or something. I'm going to get DMCA'd to fucking, I'm going to get nuked from high orbit, so I'm going to have to do some kind of delay or something. It's a good track, a little distracting though. The high, let's just start over here. The high cowbell, like drifting music, it's kind of hard to talk over. Gerrymandering about I'm complicit in deaths for my opinion. I don't know if you're using that word right, DCH. Take a breather. Just take a breather. Apply a bunch of effects. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Trump is going to be such a pantomime candidate in these. I mean, it's the environment Trump prefers to be in, right? In some one-on-one squabble You know, you're a pee-pee, you're a poo-poo head. Like, he's expert at that, right? Maybe watch an international version of it. That's an idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, just tune into yeah, it's a good idea. Florida residents must be thrilled that Meatball Ron kicked Mickey Mouse in the nuts. I don't know who to. I am so conflicted with the whole Disney thing. I am not a fan of Disney. I am not a fan of Disney having that much control over state government. But I'm obviously not a fan of Ron DeSantis. I don't know who to cheer for. It's like, just beat each other up. Beat each other up. Make each other more miserable, please. Like, okay, that's not my thing. Poop on their hand and throw it first, Trump or DeSantis? Oh, Trump will for sure. It'll be like all orange and like weird from like fast food. It'll be like a weird fast food dump. It's tricky in these situations, right? It is. It's tricky, right? I don't know who to cheer for in that one. All right, so back to the coverage here. This is just shocking. So this is a news person. So this is a picture of a right-wing Republican who is standing near a elementary school bus stop as you see him here. Okay. So this man, as you see here, standing here with this high-powered weapon right in front of a school. We got a video of this.
Students, while a man with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle in his hands looks on from across the street. Jamie Sparrow, the parent who recorded this video, says he's seen the man there for 3 weeks.
I feel like if we don't do something about it now, then we'll be talking again, and it'll be too late at that point, you know?
What do you mean by too late?
I think that lives could be lost, people could be harmed.
Sparrow says besides the fear it's caused, sometimes the bus won't bring kids home because they've heard he's out there. The man with the gun is Jaden McAdory, and he says what he's doing is not about scaring parents or children, it's about protesting the recent gun control measures Governor Wes Moore signed into law.
You're... Discount Destiny. I'm really more of a great value Vosh, but Destiny is a neoliberal asshole. I'm nothing like Destiny. I'm more of a great value Vosh. I'm like a dollar store Vosh, you asshole. But back to the video here. So this man is an advocate. This man is an advocate for, you know, removing the restrictions on guns. So he does his side a big favor by standing all just silently, just quietly standing with a rocked and cocked, ready to fucking kill war weapon in front of a fucking school bus. And we're supposed to interpret this as a positive. I meant like standing in the dark. Oh boy, it's just yikes. Maybe I am a Destiny. Maybe I am a Destiny. But no, I mean, just, you know, just standing in a very intimidating, silently, you know, kind of in the shadows, you know, like, bro, I got kids, man. It's not standing in the shadows. He's kind of standing in broad daylight. I take it back. But you know, just with this, I was thinking really more of like the hat covering the eyes. You know what I mean? It's like just kind of, it looks villainous, right? It looks frightening. I wouldn't want my kid to be there. So this is supposed to be. So I'm supposed to interpret as this, like, yeah, this is a good thing. This is why we want more pro Second Amendment.
And he says what he's doing is not about scaring parents or children. It's about protesting the recent gun control measures Governor Wes Moore signed into law.
So is this a threat then? Is this a threat that if you implement common sense gun control legislation that we will threaten your children, that we're going to stand outside your school bus with a gun? Is this a threat to civilized society that if you continue to try to take away my toys, I will kill your children? I mean, honestly, what is this? What is this? He's just sitting there steaming. Oh, this bitch is trying to take away my guns. She's trying to take away my guns. Ooh. Is he just sitting there steaming about these restrictions being put? these democratically voted on and democratically implemented restrictions on ownership of property, which happens every day for any number of different kinds of things?
Or signed into law.
I really wasn't coming out here for the kids. I was coming out here to show people that this is legal.
For parents who might ask, just because you can do this, does that mean that you should do this?
No, it does not mean that.
Is this man making my argument for me? Or is this man that dense? That's it. That's it, burn slots. That's it. That's what the fuck is going on here. One of the weakest and most cowardly elements of our society wants to be Mr. Tough Guy. So he pulls a wild hair out of his ass. He's probably unemployed. He sees the school bus every single day. My God.
You can do this. Does that mean that you should do this?
No, it does not mean that. But I think that if I do this enough, that it will create enough deterrence from crime in there.
Make it stop. These people are dangerous. They're mentally ill. They don't. If this man was put under appropriate, independent, transparent levels of scrutiny in terms of his mental fitness, his ability to use that weapon in combat, it would be found that he is unfit. It would be found that he is unfit for this. You know, look, you want to have your gun anarchy right wingers? Okay. How about some training? Huh? How about some competency checks to make sure that you are Rambo? Huh? You want to walk into Starbucks with 4 fucking mags and 2 fucking pistols on your leg and maybe something in the back as well? You better know how to use them. You better know what to do when you're under fire. Slick, looking like cosplay Laura fucking Croft. That's what exactly, Burnsley. Exactly. You have identified the exact kind of mediocre individual that is attracted to this kind of theater. And there's that big proud red hat. I will violate Twitch's TOS if I play this audio. I cannot play this audio for you. I encourage you, it's like a 10-second clip. I encourage you to click on this link and see the clip for yourself. I can't play the audio. He says, Jews scam, N-words rape, and I mag dump. So that's what he's saying here. Okay, so who is this? You know, who is this guy? You know, who the hell is this guy? I don't know. Who cares, right? Who cares? It's just some idiot, right? Some right-wing idiot, right? Pentagon leaker Jack Teixeira, a hero of the far right, can be seen in this video shooting a gun and spewing vile racism and anti-Semitism. So this is the guy, he worked in government. And he is being, you know, he's a seditious racist. And here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, an elected official, currently sitting in the House of Congress, right? Not the Senate. Is she a senator? I don't know, one of those. But Jack Teixeira is white, male, Christian, and anti-war. Does this man look anti-war to you, Mr. Mag Dump? Anti-war. That makes him an enemy of the Biden regime. And blah 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 blah. Just wanted to show you who we're dealing with. You know, look at this little chubby cheek mediocre mama's boy. Huh? Look at the cheeks that need to be slapped so hard, right? Individuals like this think that the left will not fight back, that the left are just weak, woke, you know, purple-haired weirdos, and they could just point their gun at us and intimidate us into their style of life, and then their government, into what they consider normal. So I don't mean to jerk myself off here, but I was doing this quickly, and I remembered that I posted about this, but I posted a tweet. I'm sorry. This is insufferable. Almost every week, I see some prominent fascists, including inching the rhetoric closer and closer to outright calls to fascism. To violence, I mean. I can't even get my own quote right. I suspect that these calls will get louder the closer we get to 2024. Right? The more extreme rhetoric. So what am I talking about here? Well, here's Pim Tool, the right wing's favorite bizarre weirdo. I mean, all these guys are bizarre weirdos, right, Lenny? They're kind of weirdos. But here's, Tim Pool contemplates his audience putting an, quote, this is a quote, illegal end to the, quote, problem of LGBTQ people. Come on, man. Really? We're just gonna let this mediocre. I mean, I keep calling, but that's what they are. They're mediocre people. They're uninteresting people. They're anti-intellectuals that are proud of their stupidity. Wear the Dunning-Kruger on their lapel like a badge of honor. Are we really going to let this rhetoric get to violence before we do something about this? Hey, Lenny, thank you so much. You got a gig tonight, huh? So you actually you use those guitars. Hell yeah. Everyone, big props to our number one financial contributor, Lenny. Absolute true OG. Big fan of those garbage fuel products. Enjoy your gig there, Lenny. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Hell of a guy, that Lenny. Hell of a guy. You should post a video of your music, bro. I want to hear your music. Anyway, here's Pim Tool literally calling for what is an illegal end? Can someone, what is an illegal end, folks? How would you interpret an illegal end? Are we? He's not even skirting. He's not even. Just say it, Tim. Just say it, Tim. I want to kill gay people, Tim. I want to kill LGBTQ people. I want to kill. Just say it. Elite. What are you tiptoeing around for, puss boy? You think your beanie's gonna protect you? Better stay away from that kind of language. But no, man. What is he trying to say here?
But the left doesn't care. Short-term gains, long-term losses. Conservatives tend to be more about the long-term gains with short-term investment. And that's why, no matter what you do, I think nature is
projection
taking the reins on this one. Whether or not you target boycotts entirely, whether or not you boycott Target, you boycott Target is entirely up to you. As for what's happening in this country, as horrified as you may be, no matter what you do, eventually this problem won't exist anymore. Either because the people have sterilized themselves and then they age out, they get older and they don't reproduce, or because your activism puts an illegal end to it. The end result can only be one thing. This ideology can't persist. I'll leave it.
Wow, man. I mean, this guy went from having zero opinions about, in 2016, he had zero opinions about LGBTQ people, to it becoming the most important issue affecting America. America's going to collapse unless we can get violent with LGBTQ people. This childless incel who doesn't have a wife, doesn't have a family, is using children to justify this violent rhetoric that will get people killed. And we're just kicking back. Oh, yeah. Surfs do 300 videos about it. No one does anything. And like, what do I mean by do something? I don't mean illegal end. Okay? I mean protest. I mean, if the people that are associating with Tim Pool, cut them out. Let them know you are supporting a fascist, and I do not support you. I'm not with you on this. He's not a centrist. He doesn't make some good points sometimes. Nazis need to be bullied again. They need to be called out. They need to be pushed back on. And, you know, and if you have a politician that agrees with this kind of rhetoric, fight them politically. You know, obviously the answer, though, is not violence against these individuals. I mean, the last thing that we want to do is turn Tim Pool into a martyr. That's the last thing we want to do. All right, we're almost done here. And I got a funny one at the end here. Once again, this is not infidelity, just like pedophilia, is not necessarily a factor that makes you a fascist, okay? Going back to Mr. Actually over here in the chat, I think he already left. So infidelity doesn't necessarily make you a fascist, right? What I am doing by pointing this out is that Lauren Boebert doesn't believe in the things that she's saying. She's justifying all of her fascism with, you know, with religion. You know, saying we got to go after gay people and we got to go after, you know, education. We got to change everything because my special book says so. Draven Slol, thank you for the follow. Underground seems to be long gone. Each side are just well, we can rebuild that, Zio, and that's why I talk about getting non-voters involved, right? That's why I talk about how the left should be focusing on people that have checked out of the system instead of focusing on the hyper-partisans whose mind is obviously made up, right? Would I? No, I would not. What I am pointing out by pointing out Lauren Boebert's infidelity is that these people don't believe in their book. They don't believe, they don't have principles. The only thing they believe in is money and power, right? And they wrap it up in justifications, right? They lie to themselves and they lie to everybody else about, oh, this is why I'm doing it, and it's God and it's good for me. I can have an abortion, but they can't. They wrap it up. They don't believe in anything. They're nihilists. They don't believe in anything. So here it is. Lauren Boebert likely had an extramarital affair with this goofy-looking ramen noodle-haired weirdo. Look at this guy. Fucking ramen noodle hair, man. Over here with Mr. Ramen Noodle. So she apparently might be having a kid or Christian adulterers having but affair with Sean John Fakut. White nationalist Christian and member of Pastors for Trump. Stay tuned. It keeps getting better. Yeah, burn slots. I mean, they certainly find it easy. Guys, let's keep the sexism to a minimum in the chat, okay? Twitch doesn't like that. So, yeah, we have Mr. Ramen Noodle Hair here. Anyway, just wanted to point out a common element of these fascists is that they are hypocrites. They, you know, oh, lefty, oh, you're violating my free speech, They know they're violating free speech. With haircut comments. I think someone has some ramen noodle hair in the chat. Look, if you're not a Christian nationalist, you can get away with a ramen noodle hair. Okay, if you're a Christian nationalist, no, you're not allowed. They all believe in scamming people. That's what our government does. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, Kronos. Ed Sheeran and Chad Kroger. Exactly. That's exact. I was looking for the words, and Dirty Crackhead. That was it. Yeah, Chad Kroger. Is he from? Was it Nickelback? Right. And Ed Sheeran with the. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. He looks like Ed Sheeran and Chad Kroger had a love child. Yeah, I became a racist. All right, folks. Last little bit of our fascist news here. It's a fun one. I'm rewarding you for sticking through it here. You're going to like this. Classic, you know, man on the street interviews with Trump supporters, you know, asking them simple questions that they have the hardest time in the world answering. This is just fun. This is shooting fish in a barrel, right? This is like, you know, Libby Lefty just having some fun here. I can't help myself. If she put his hair in rollers, his hair in full rollers, dude. fucking ramen noodle hair, full rollers, just, yeah, oh, Bober, oh, Lauren, oh, yeah, oh, I'm gonna sing a song about you. Making love to you is like poetry. Oh, one of my rollers dropped. Oh no, my roller fell out. All right, so we got some red meat for you lefties here. This is just fun. You know, the whole thing about, you know, Trump supporters are stupid, right wingers are stupid. Yes, it is a little bit more complicated though when it comes to how the left in America is abandoning the rural areas of America, letting the right wing just completely saturate these areas without any pushback. There's a lot of people actually who live in these areas who would be very interested in progressive politics and how it could change their lives. And I do believe that the left is incorrectly ignoring these places, right? So it's all fun and games. Yeah, a lot of these people are morons, but let's not forget that there's actually a lot of potential for progressive politics in these rural neighborhoods. So I want people to forget about that. It's very cringe. It's very cringe, folks. Very cringe. See, I told you, I'm a discount Vosh. I say cringe. I say cap. No cap. I don't like caps. I take my cap. Look at this. Look at this, kids. No cap. I'm a discount Vosh. All right, let's get to it.
So Donald Trump scheduled a rally in Des Moines, Iowa on the same day Governor DeSantis was slated to speak. I guess it was meant as some sort of power move, but we're gonna go talk to people and see how they're feeling about this election coming up.
Whoa, Zoomer, calm the hell down, man. Don't be putting no DMCA shit with the full volume. I don't want to hear your goddamn playlist. What the fuck you doing, Zoomer? Bro, make it stop. Okay. Zoomers, you gotta love them.
Our current and sitting president of Trump. He's our commander-in-chief.
You think
Bro,
Trump is...
get the licensed music out of this fucking video so I can play it for people. This is not how you disseminate information.
still a sitting president?
Blame? Let's talk blame.
Yeah, let's talk blame. What's up?
There's so many people living off of the government handouts, and that is not that much farther away from slavery. It would at your age compared to mine.
Look at this woman's ring. Look at this woman's ring. What do you think her profession is? You think her husband owns a business or something? Look at her ring. So many people living off handouts, taking my money that my husband makes for me.
And that is not that much farther away from slavery. It would at your age compared to mine. There's a lot of things you haven't learned yet.
Or I could argue that your views are outdated.
Oh, Ukrainian energy expert? Hey, and he does it all while high on crack and banging hookers, right?
What % of Americans do you think are transgender?
I would say before it was cool to be transgender, or before it was probably like, I would say 1.5, and now it's probably like 20%.
20%? Well, it's still 0.5%.
Oh, okay. I was pretty close on 1.5.
Pretty, yeah, fair enough. Let me ask you this. If an adult goes to the doctor with gender dysphoria and they try to decide on a treatment, do you think the government should be able to step in and stop that?
Oh, no, not if they're paying for it. As long as, they have their own insurance that they're paying for. I don't think a state, health insurance should have to pay for your gender reassignment.
So you're okay with people getting gender-affirming care, though?
Oh, yeah, as long as I'm not paying for it.
There's this whole new wave of eradicate transgenderism, which I think is too far in the opposite direction.
Yeah. I have nothing against, gay people or whatever you claim you are. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to live just the same every day.
This country is more divided now than it was when Martin Luther King marched when I was a kid.
Right-wingers need to get Martin Luther King's name out of their motherfucking mouth. I mean, every time I hear a right-winger try to say MLK would agree with them, dude, I just want a white moderate speech.
Blame? Let's talk blame.
Yeah, let's talk blame. What's up?
Have you ever heard any Democrats say that it was their responsibility or they did this?
Sure,
or they
of course.
did? Have you looked at the records, the actual information that we found about Biden and his crime family? They would eliminate so many of the drugs, I believe.
So, I mean, I would be curious to hear what her excuse as to why her favorite politicians weren't able to nail anything. And they just recently came back, you know, like we got nothing, guys. I don't know. Basically, we confirmed that Hunter Biden has a big dick. We watched that video a lot.
Children are able to get a hold of nowadays, there would be far fewer mental issues.
What kind of drugs?
Pot, for one.
You disagree with smoking?
You best your sweet Bippy. I grew up with kids that when it was just coming in, and I saw them make complete idiots of themselves. No, thank you. You go ahead and do it. That's your choice, not mine. Never broke.
You go ahead and do it. That's your choice, not mine. But I'm going to pass laws that ban it so that it's no longer your choice. They, guys, you know what I mean? It's SART. It's SART. It's all about SART. Where's my SART? I don't have SART on here. Where's my SART? Where's my SART?
Broken law in my life except get a couple of, well, no, I've never actually got a speeding ticket. I've got some warnings.
We can go smoke some pot in my car if you want to break a law.
Not on your life.
Okay, sorry.
I think that transgender has just been publicized, just like other issues that they try to distract us from when it's more of a mental health issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I support politicians who won't do a single thing about mental health and will, in fact, villainize people who are experiencing mental health issues, remove care for them, and basically approve when the cops show up to do wellness checks and just gun people down. Yeah, we got a naked guy screaming at Muhammad out here. Better blow him away. He might have a rock.
A mental health issue, then wouldn't it follow that treatment would improve these people's quality of life?
Yeah.
So you're for gender affirming care?
No.
There's tons of studies that people who receive gender affirming care have a way better quality of life than people who don't.
Are you just seeing it from the one side, or are you seeing both sides of it?
Well, tell me your side.
What is both sides of I am suffering, I am being oppressed? Well, have you considered both sides? What about my free speech right to oppress you? Huh? You didn't think about that one, did you, hippie? I have a free speech right to oppress you.
No, I'm just saying, have you seen the research on just the one side, or are you seeing it from both sides?
The opposite of gender affirming care, I guess, would be conversion therapy. And there's 0 studies showing that conversion therapy works. Actually, that increases the suicide rate of trans people.
I don't know the statistics.
Yeah, Davey, you're totally spot on. I think they cut that part out, but yeah, that's exactly where she was leading.
Statistics on that.
Yeah,
I'm just going by, my own thoughts of,
What makes you think Trump will be able to beat Biden in 2024 when he already lost to him in 2020?
Well, he didn't lose to him in 2020.
You don't think so?
No, it was completely rigged. Biden is just a puppet anyway. It's not the real guy.
Who's controlling him?
The white hats.
The white hats?
The white hats.
Can you define who those people
coming
are?
to take
That
me
would be
away.
our military,
Coming to
our
take me
generals,
away.
and our current and sitting president of Trump. He's our commander-in-chief still.
You think Trump is still a sitting president?
Yes.
You think Trump is currently making all the decisions in the country?
Yes.
So would you blame the current inflation on Trump?
Yes, because this is where we would have been. I'm not blaming him, but in order for everybody to actually start waking up and seeing what was going to come down the pipeline if Hillary would have gotten in and they would have been able to do their new world order, this is what we were going to get.
And the border crisis, that's also on Trump?
Have you been to the border?
No, have you?
No. So how do we actually know if the wall was actually done, how are they getting in? Is it really a crisis, or is it just crisis actors?
The anti-Semite does not have to live in reality. They don't engage in reality. It's a weird rhetorical game.
I don't think there's a crisis at the border, honestly.
I don't think so either.
You think people are at the border acting like immigrants?
Correct.
What's the purpose of this?
To wake more people up.
To what?
To seeing we would be going socialists in a communist country, and that's not what America's about.
Leave the children alone. Stay the hell out of the schools. Keep your drag queen shit out of the schools.
Sir, we're not in the schools, and we're not, we're We're not doing any of the things that you say that we're doing. Yes, you are.
But when you were 13 with your body, when you'd wake up with a woody, you wouldn't know what the hell to do with it, you know?
But if there's a 15-year-old who is having these confusing feelings, I think they should be able to talk about it without worrying that the government steps in.
They can talk about it, they can dress how they like, they can act how they like, but until any surgeries or anything's done, it should be 18 years old. We need to get the Democrats and all the deep state out. We need to take back the country for the people.
Yeah.
Peacefully. No violence.
No violence. So you disagree
like Jan 6.
with what happened on January 6th?
It was not an insurrection. We were set up.
By who?
Democrats in a deep state. And people was there, FBI was...
You don't think there's a part of individual responsibility?
No, fact-free zone. Welcome to the fact-free zone. We pull shit straight out of our ass. Yeah, we're real men. Real patriots pull crap completely out of their ass. Yeah. I got no proof to what I say, but I live it and believe it, baby.
Ability to do with it, though? So, like, if you make the decision to walk into the Capitol, break glass, and to riot, don't you think it might be justified to be charged with something?
Yes. If you break the law, of course, there's consequences to breaking the law.
Yeah,
now, you get a group of people, I don't care who it is, it could be Christians, whatever.
All for some, like, cynical politician to just get their vote, right? They're all whipped up of, oh, I'm under attack, my kids are getting raped, and oh, my kids are pissing in litter boxes, and oh, no, frogs are gay, and all these different things. And it's just a politician who's just like, doesn't believe any of it. He's just like, okay, thanks for the vote, dummy. On to the next one. I did the speech where I did all the right dog whistles and you came following. Thanks for the vote, dumbass. You think Ron DeSantis sits around and thinks about, oh man, I'm so worried about woke ideology. It is a fucking tool. It is a bludgeon. He's using this anti-woke shit like one would use a Glock 9mm, right? It is a means to an end.
You get someone or a couple people in there that are instigators, they're going to get the whole crowd to go.
Oh, leave them alone,
it takes
burn
one
slots.
flame to get the can of gas to burn.
Yeah.
Now, there was people there, yes, that should not have done what they did. The destruction should not have happened. If you get caught on it, prosecute you.
And so, okay, and this is actually really important. Okay, because you know what the left wing says when they're not prosecuting, when they're letting Merrick Garland trip all over themselves and they're pretending the January 6th commission was anything more than just a evidence collecting adventure where nothing happened. If the Democrats went after these criminals in a court of law, Josh Hawley, Rudy Giuliani, all the fucking rest of them, and put these people behind bars. The right wing, oh, they'd be so pissed. Oh, yeah, they'd get in the streets and blah, blah. They would accept it. They would accept it because at the end of the day, they don't believe in any of this. They don't believe in any of this shit. Right? And they're like, well, they got him. Yeah, Right? There is not a good argument coming from the left as to why we cannot prosecute and go after these criminals. Sure, we've thrown some of these lower level guys, running around beating cops up in January 6th. Sure. Josh Hawley not behind bars? Really? Josh Hawley? The motherfucker throwing up the fist at the protesters as he's running in and then running from protesters in the halls of Congress? We got nothing on him. We got nothing on anyone who wears a suit. George Santos, we got nothing on him. Man, I tell you, if George Santos doesn't see a day in jail, right? There is the left neoliberals need to be encouraged, pushed, and either replaced if they refuse to put fascists in jail. The reason why they don't want to put fascists in jail or politicians in jail is because they don't want to set a precedent where then they will be investigated and put in jail, right? Because the right wing's like, okay, the gloves are off. Now we're actually going to convict each other for the crimes that we're committing. Right? They don't want to set a fucking precedent. They're cowards. And look, they would accept the result. Look, if here he is right here, Mr. MAGA hat himself. Look at this guy, right? He's like 3 sheets to the wind. He's got his MAGA hat on. He's listening to the House of the Rising Sun. Fucking 300. It's like 80 degrees out, right? He's at a Trump rally, and he's like, well, if they're convicted in a court of law, if they broke stuff, yeah, okay, yeah, the deep state, but convict these people. What are we afraid of?
The destruction should not have happened. If you get caught on it, prosecute you.
Because the election was stolen.
You think so?
I do.
How come every time they brought it to the courts, all the evidence was rejected immediately?
Because the
courts are rigged.
A lot of those judges were appointed by Trump, though.
They still have a lot of undercurrent things that are going on that should not be going on.
So you think Trump appointed over 60 judges that were
This is an interview with a different person. Why is House of the Rising Sun playing again? Is someone just looping House of the Rising Sun? That's super annoying.
part of the swamp?
Maybe.
Doesn't that reflect poorly on Trump's judgment?
Wait, what was their response? Maybe? What?
Should not be going on.
So you think Trump appointed over 60 judges that were part of the swamp?
Maybe.
Doesn't that reflect poorly on Trump's judgment?
No.
Why not?
Because look at all these people that were.
They are hammers looking for nails. We need to stop taking them seriously, right? We need to understand that they exist politically, but we need to stop, and look, and this guy's fine, right? He's doing his journalistic work, right? But we need to stop pretending like they are minds that can be changed, that they are people that can be convinced with logic and facts. Okay, there is no convincing this woman. There's nothing you're walking in rhetorical circles around her, man. You're fucking West Winging the shit out of this woman. She looks like an absolute fool, and it does not matter. It just does not matter.
Wearing masks.
Yeah.
Was they fooled too?
No.
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 Oh, I think that they were.
You think so?
This country is more divided now than it was when Martin Luther King marched when I was a kid. The Civil War was something that no one could do anything about because the whites, quote unquote, whites from the South are not the only ones that had slaves. Slaves are all over the world. Slaves still exist today.
You think there's a direct effect from slavery to how Black Americans are able to live today?
No, I don't. They have a chance to learn. They live in the best country in the world. If they open their eyes and listen, instead of just focusing on their little area and people that they hang out with, they would learn a lot.
But from what you said, it sounds like you were born before the Civil Rights Movement.
Oh, yeah.
So Black people couldn't buy houses in your lifetime when you were maybe a baby.
I'm well aware of that.
You were 5, so you don't think there's any downstream effect?
I felt oppressed at that time.
Yeah.
But that's what Martin was trying to correct. Right now, I see so many people living off the government handout.
I'm pretty sure welfare
White
use per capita
moderate,
is higher
white
in red
moderate
states than blue states.
speech, white moderate
Yes,
speech.
but there's so many people living off of the government handouts.
Is that I think that was the Selma, when he was in jail, the speech he wrote when he was in jail. That's when he brought up the white moderate, MLK, right? The Selma speech, is that what it's called?
And that is not that much farther away from slavery. They were a slave. They were given housing, food, clothing, medical care. The people asked them to work. Yes, there were landowners that were violent and mean to some of them, but there were others that were humanistic.
Yeah, I think there should be no transgenders. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 different genders that are born, and that gives 2 different types of sex.
But
I'm pretty sure. They don't believe in anything. Stop engaging. Stop trying to change their minds. Right? If they want to come to the realization, they'll come to it. But just focus on the people that have checked out of politics, lefty activists. At the same time, we got to go into these neighborhoods and we got to say, hey, we're here, we're queer, and we're trying to make your life better. This guy is so gay. I mean, God, this guy wants the butt so bad. Come on.
even with there being 2 genders, that can still fit under the transgender worldview because you're just switching from generally masculine features to feminine features.
A woman has female reproductive organs and a male has male reproductive organs, and that's about it.
Do you look at people's genitals when you're figuring out whether to call them sir or ma'am? Or do you generally look at a vague set of social characteristics?
You can, just by walking around, you can tell by the way their voice is. You can just what's about your morals, what's morally right in this world.
So you can look at people and know if they're transgender based off their morals?
A person knows if they're men or women, and that they know their morals and know if it's right. And
I totally agree.
To be honest,
I mean, look, he doesn't deserve benefit of the doubt here, but he's obviously intoxicated, right? So he's having a hard time forming a a cogent sentence. But does anyone believe that he would be able to really give us a proper answer to these questions if he was stone sober?
Is a big thing. We're all about honesty in this country. So if they know they're a woman, generally you'll know if they're a woman just by the way they walk, the way they're.
This sounds pro-trans to me, though. So you're saying if somebody knows they're a woman and they walk around with features that are looking like a woman, then they can be considered a woman?
No, a woman. We already went over what.
House of the Rising Sun again. Some asshole, some absolute maniac is blasting House of the Rising Sun over and over and over at these poor people. Why do they put up with this? Is insanity. Bro, change the song. You're ruining House of the Rising Sun. Who is doing this? I think these people are mentally ill. Who would put up with this? Who would put up House of the Rising Sun over and over and over? You come on.
Considered a woman.
No, a woman. We already went over what a woman and a male is, and I think we agreed on that.
There is a house in New Orleans. Or is that the video editor doing his own House of the Rising, trying to get some continuity? Okay, I'll never listen to that song again. The same. Trump Force One never touched down in Iowa. The rally was rescheduled due to inclement weather. Oh, this is the rally. This was the rally where like the attendance was so low that Trump pretended that it was bad weather and canceled the whole thing instead of showing up to an event with super low turnout. That's Davey. You do that all day, buddy. But to do it in, like to have to set up a kiosk, right? And you're like playing music for everybody, and you're like repeating that. They don't even do that in the grocery store, man. Play some Sheryl Crow or something. Man, I feel like a woman. I know that's not Sheryl Crow, but that song came to mind. That'd be wildly appropriate for what was happening. That'd be really great. Yeah. So if you don't know what the hell's going on, this event, was scheduled. Trump was supposed to show up. He canceled the whole thing because he got a call about the crowd size and just left these people in the lurch, saying it was inclement weather. Does this look like inclement weather to you? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And he just left his own suckers. He just left these suckers in the lurch. He just left these fucking people in the lurch.
We're just independent media. I'm from Indiana. I'm a college student reporting on the. Yeah. It sucks.
Martin Luther King is singing this song. What are you talking about? All right, folks, there you go. That's my fascism update. Lots of fun. We're having lots of fun here. We're moving on. That was an hour long. It felt like an hour, didn't it? Yeah. So there we go. That's your fascism update. Long story short, we need to stop these people with political activism. We need to put ourselves in front of them and stop them from changing America irrevocably. That's the goal. They're going for it. And they're being successful in a frightening amount of locations. So we need to put ourselves in front of them. Anyway, moving on. Thank you, YouTube.